Phone tag news was inspired based on the game called the telephone. The telephone game is a very entertaining and enjoying social game usually played within a group of people. The game consists of a set of words or message that is passed along a line of people. The media can be a dangerous place. In this day and age we live in a world of fake news. Same stories, different spin from journalist to journalist. We want to bring realism back to the media. We cover any local topic news, Windsor, Ontario, and as of 2020, we have expanded to national and North American news. The game of telephone is a classic icebreaker and party game. It's easy to set up and a lot of fun to play. You and your friends will try to pick a word or phrase, pass it on by whispering it to someone next to you, and have fun seeing how much it changed during the game. All you will need to play is a couple of friends, a word or phrase, and a quiet whisper. And without further ado, we bring you an episode of Phone Tag News, powered by www.kickthemedia.com. That was www.kickthemedia.com.
Thank you everybody. Welcome to another beautiful episode of Phone Tag News. I will be your host today, Buffalo Josh, aka Josh Jaco. Hope that everybody's enjoying their lovely weekend. I also got my co-host in the house.
It's Gino Bino. What's up?
Yeah, I think you're on mute. Oh, no, you're not on mute. I just can't hear you yet.
Okay.
Gotta make sure
well, fuck you buttons for not listening to me. You never listen to me.
I always listen to you. I know what you're talking about right here.
Alright.
Now I can hear you. So how have you been holding up, Gino, during this whole pandemic and whatnot?
Same old. I don't know. Still confused as shit. I don't know. Hearing different stuff.
Confused about what though?
Everything. Is it safe? Is it not safe?
Okay. How's the social distancing and everything going on over in the States from what you've witnessed so far?
It's really bad in Florida. Apparently, they're the new epicenter. So they have a new total cases for a day. They keep breaking the record, literally every day. It's a new record. So last I heard, I think, which was yesterday, was 15,000 new cases in a single day.
Wow, that's actually really a lot.
Exactly. That's how many is it in Canada? I feel like it's 10 Canadas just in Florida.
Well, funny thing that you actually do mention that, northern BC and BC. So from my knowledge, I believe BC is on almost a 10-day streak or something with no new cases. Northern BC has 0 active cases currently, which is really good news for it and whatnot. So
yeah, it's literally every country except the U.S. is doing better now.
Well, an interesting fact, just with this whole pandemic and, in southwestern Ontario, and since I'm back in beautiful city of Windsor, Ontario, which is across from Detroit, Michigan, what I found out, on the way back home today, this article just came out today. If I would have known this, I'd actually be playing bingo yesterday afternoon. But apparently, according to CBC News, there was actually bingo lovers get their fix from their cars in Windsor. Apparently, around 450 people showed up on Saturday afternoon to get their bingo fix. Can you believe that?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know bingo was that serious.
In Windsor, it actually is a really, really big deal. If you actually did, before the pandemic hit, if you did attend bingo in Windsor, Essex area, that's where Kyle Spratt ended up scooping up, I think it was Kim's phone, because Kim and her mother, or Eminem's mother, always came across the border to play bingo in the city of Windsor. A few years back ago, they did get their phone swiped at a bingo hall. But, so bingo lovers in Windsor were actually finally able to get their fix and get out of the house to keep their physical distancing on a Saturday parking lot at bingo. Now, there is All-Star Gaming Center on Walk Road on Ottawa Street. Apparently, what was said by Tony Rosa, who's the president of the Community Gaming and Entertainment Group. He said to the CBC, this is what we've been able to do under the new rules that are going on right now. apparently about 450 players dabbed out their cards from their comfort of their cars as callers broadcasted over an FM radio frequency. So, that's pretty interesting doing it from your car. Personally, I don't know about, the cars running all the time. Wouldn't that create pollution?
Isn't this something they could do over a Zoom call?
See, that is possible, but that gets into about licensing and gaming commissions and the legal aspect for it. Because still in Canada, we're still having the issue of single sports betting.
So how come it's okay if you're in a car?
I don't know, but bingo's different than single sports betting.
Exactly. So why can't you do bingo on Zoom?
But you want to know the best part is if you have bingo, all you gotta do is honk your horn.
Isn't there like a raise hand function on Zoom?
On Zoom, but when you're in the parking lot of a bingo hall, there's no Zoom there. So
exactly. No, I think it's dumb.
Well, we'll see how this all plays out. I mean, I'm waiting for the casinos to open up. We'll have to see how that works in Canada. I know in the States...
They opened up the casinos here, yeah. And they're apparently, no one's going still. There's some people going, but, they're still suffering from revenue or whatever.
Now, going back a little bit earlier, you were mentioning about Florida, right? And I think what's, apparently Florida shot of the U.S. record about, you said 15,000 new cases, apparently?
Yeah.
As well as some, topics right now. Apparently, the World Health Organization reports records increasing in a global coronavirus cases. South Africa reinstates alcohol ban and bid to free up hospital beds. India and Romania see record of new infections. And, the pandemic caught Canada...
What are their numbers, though? What are their numbers?
For India and Romania?
Yeah.
I would have to pull that up. But were you able to bring up that article about Florida by any chance?
No, I did not. I just know about it.
So, with that being said, apparently while the United States grapples the worst of the coronavirus outbreak in the world, Florida hit a milestone this Sunday, which was today, shattering the national record for a state largest single-day increase in positive cases. The deaths from the virus have been rising in the U.S. through South and West. In April they thought they were at the highest heights, but according to the recent Associated Press analysts of data from Johns Hopkins University, apparently as well to the University of Florida epidemiologist Dr. Sidney Prine said to a news article here, is I really do think we could control this, and it's human element that is critical, and it should be an effort of our country. We should be pulling together when we're in a crisis, and we're definitely not doing it, said Dr. Cindy Prins. What do you think about everything? And I know recently Donald Trump was wearing a mask.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's so stupid that they're turning it into some political thing. Fucking wear a mask. The science, he is not talking to Dr. Fauci apparently because, I don't know, he's mad that Dr. Fauci speaks the truth. And he thinks, how is the president going to ignore the main disease expert when it comes to a pandemic?
And see, that's just the thing, right? I don't really want to bash Donald Trump as much as I would love to. But,
why not? Why not?
These doctors have studied this for how many years? And, this is their career. They're not becoming a career for a politician. They became a career for becoming a health practitioner or whatever they may have studied, right? Just like how I trust doctors and whatnot, right? They've studied that. It's not like I'm going to go to a mechanic and try to get heart surgery, right?
Exactly. So why are we listening to politicians over health risks?
I don't know. It's a very
not the experts.
Now, apparently in Florida, about 15,299 people tested positive for a total of 269,811 cases, and there were about 45 deaths were recorded, according to the State Department of Health Statistics. California,
45 deaths?
Yes, 45 deaths.
Oh, actually, that number doesn't sound that bad. I didn't see that number. I mean, not that 45 is horrible. If there, I'm not trying to minimize that. I'm just saying, as far as how they're making it seem like, oh, Florida's the epicenter. Florida's huge.
Florida is huge, and you got to remember, basically all of California is basically the population of Canada. So
How many deaths in California?
So California has previous recorded a daily positive of about 11,694,000 cases, set on Wednesday. According to this article here, the new cases come at the end of the record-breaking week, as Florida reported 514 facilities as an average of 73 per day. 3 weeks ago, the state was averaging about 30 deaths per day.
Wait. Were you talking about per day for Florida, or were you
Correct, that
talking
was
about
per
total?
day. So,
That changes things. I thought you were saying 45.
no.
Period.
So
And I was like, what?
This was all according to the CNN report. So,
Okay. That's a lot. I take that back. Fuck yeah, Florida's fuck.
and then as well too, if I read a little bit further down, so researchers expect deaths
And California, if California's 75. Wow, sorry.
That's okay. So researchers expect deaths to rise in the U.S. for at least a matter of weeks, but some think the count problem will not go up as dramatically as it did in the spring because of several factors, including increased testing. Now, what's happening in the coronavirus in Canada? As of 4 p.m. on Sunday, Canada had 107,589 confirmed and presumed coronavirus cases. Provinces and territories list about 71,467 of those are recovered or resolved. CBC's news tally of a death base of provincial reports, regional health information, and CBC's reporting stood at about 8,818. Ontario reported about 129 new cases on Sunday, bringing its total to a number of 36,723. In Quebec, there were about 114 new cases confirmed on Sunday, for a province total of 56,521. Now, it just goes to show, our numbers are still way lower than the States. But it doesn't mean that, it can still... Personally, I do believe there is going to be a second wave. People say there's not going to be. But if you look at history, you look at the Spanish flu 100 years ago, things repeat itself. The Spanish flu wiped up, I believe it was 40 million people, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know. I know, but there's a second wave though. Well, that's the thing too. Like back, in March, they were saying that that the heat for summer would make it better, like a little bit, right? And they were mostly concerned about how it's going to come back in the winter, and now it's like getting worse through the summer. So imagine how bad it's going to be through the winter. You know what I mean?
But see, that's just the thing. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, right? And I know just recently, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but I read across an article that China just came out with the bubonic plague, if I'm not mistaken. Were you able to see anything about that?
Yeah, there was a case of the bubonic plague.
Now, as well too, so a lot of these cities and towns in Canada, at least, and provinces, for example, the Calgary's mayor is muzzing about the possibility of making masks mandatory in certain situations, and says he could bring forward a draft bylaw to council on July 20th. Nihad Nashi says mask use indoors in Calgary is too low. Participate on public transit. But there's a lot of cities. So, for example, the city of Toronto, has moved forward with that. You have to wear masks in public spaces, in malls, in stores. It is mandated, as well as in the city of Windsor. The health unit has made it mandatory, to wear masks in stores and in public spaces. But
you guys have like a federal government, right?
Yep, we do. But
it's not a law under federal government, right?
No, it's just a law under, as of right now, to my understanding, it's a law under provincial and municipalities, right? That would be enforcing it per se.
So technically, they don't have the right to do that because they don't trump the federal government.
Well, see,
laws.
You are right there, and a lot of people have brought this up, and this is a good point of view, and I'm sure this also goes against the Constitution as well, too, in the U.S., for example. Somebody did say, wearing a mask technically does break our Charter of Rights in Canada, which to a certain point it does.
That's what it's called, Charter of Rights?
Correct.
Like our Constitution.
Ours is called Charter of Rights in Canada.
I see.
And yours is called Constitution, per se. And I'm pretty sure, wearing a mask does also goes against the Constitution, if I'm not mistaken, as well too, because we're supposed to be able to live in a free society and have freedom of speech and all this, but it also does state in certain laws. So, for example, in Canada, we have the Emergency Act or the Pandemic Act, per se, that kind of trumps, per se, our Charter of Rights, right? Because it does, public health will always come first before anything else. So, that's something I do want to follow up on and look into.
So okay. But I'm saying you're defending people not using the masks.
So,
I mean, I totally get that it's like against rights or whatever, but I feel like common sense at the moment should just tell you that, like, it's just. I mean, look at all the other countries. They didn't have a problem with the mask. We're the only country that seems to have a problem with it, and we're the one that's doing the worst. So obviously, like, it's a big issue.
But see, like, there's reasons why, the U.S. is, I believe, Trump, your president didn't take it serious at first. He thought this was just going to blow over, and,
he still doesn't take it serious.
He's still not, and it's only going to get worse. And the fact is how much, like, New York should have been enough to show, hey, this is what's up. You sent Navy ships as hospitals to New York to try to help out. That should have said something right there. Like, but, that's the past. You can't change the past no matter how much we try or whatnot. But according to the World Health Organization, they reported a record increase in global coronavirus cases on Sunday, which is today, with the total rising about 230,370 cases in 24 hours around the world. That's fucking a lot.
Yeah, I don't have the article for this pulled up either, but did you hear that Trump was trying to withdraw from the World Health Organization?
I did see that, and I was going to talk about that.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
That might have to wait for another episode, but, he has been saying that, and I believe I did come across an article where he did actually apparently pull it. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked into it.
Like, I mean, listen, it sounds really stupid, right? But, like, at the same time, Trump is from Hollywood. You know what I mean? And Hollywood does like to do this kind of shit sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't blame him for feeling the way he does. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think literally the whole world is going to team up against me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like maybe that is why he decided to wear the mask finally. Like, he's seeing it's not just about him. Like, you know what I mean?
But did you know that apparently, like, on top of this, with the World Health Organization, because, they've also done studies as well, too, that globally about 12.7 million people have been affected by the virus. So, even from Trump, pulling out of the World Health Organization, I don't think that's a smart idea. Personally, I truly believe there should only be, a lot of people may bash this for me for saying this, but, I believe we should be in a one world government, which basically we almost are in a one world government.
Really? I'm bashing you for saying that.
That's okay. That's okay.
I don't know all the details. Let me backtrack. I'm not gonna bash you. But I have heard that there are more like cons to that, but I'm not 100% sure.
So we're basically already in a one world government. If you look at it, we're basically all ran by the World Health Organization and the United Nations, right? So we already almost are governed technically by a one world government in a way. But per se, with this pandemic, if you look at the bigger picture, all the countries came together kind of helping each other out during this unpresidential times that we're in. And, I don't know. There has to be something done because, the U.S. can't, and then Canada, and this I'm only speaking for North America per se, we can't keep printing out money. We can't keep handing out, $2,000 a month in Canada, for example, as a CERB or whatever is going on in the States. Because at the end of the day, the U.S. is in trillions and trillions of dollars. Canada is in debt, billions and billions of dollars. So the fact is, where they're getting this money from, it just blows my mind. It's not the fact of I'm worried about me. It's our kids that we need to worry about, right? We're just adding debt onto them.
That's why they need to abolish the Federal Reserve. Well, I don't know what they call it in Canada. Is there a Federal Reserve in Canada?
There is a reserve in Canada.
Exactly.
No.
Let's tear that shit down.
Apparently, the Mexican government also says that more than 1,500 Mexican migrants have died due to the COVID-19 in the U.S. About half of them were in New York. As well, too, in Africa, which is about the continent's 54 countries have reported about 577,904 cases. The African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported Sunday. South African president says the country will immediately return to a ban on the sale of alcohol to reduce the volume of trauma patients to the hospitals have to treat COVID-19 patients. So, it's around the world.
They're withholding alcohol sales? What?
Correct. They are withholding alcohol sales.
In Canada?
Nope, in Africa.
What is that going to do?
Apparently free up some beds.
Because so many people go to the hospital for alcohol poisoning or something?
Correct.
That's crazy.
Something along those lines. And, with that being said, we will be right back while we go to a quick commercial break, and we'll have some more interesting topics for everybody.
This podcast was sponsored by JJ Marketing Advantage. We are way more than just a marketing company. We are almost family. We're proud to offer the highest quality, most unique merchandise and services on the market today. From our family to yours, we put lots of love and careful attention to each item and service. We hope you enjoy our work as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. At JJ Marketing Advantage, we are passionate about helping our clients achieve practical results with real impact. The company was founded in 2007 and named after Joshua Jacquot, hence the name JJ Marketing Advantage. Today, JJ Marketing Advantage is a global strategy consulting and marketing firm with clients and presence in the North Americas, Europe, and Asia Pacific. Josh Jacquot acts as the firm's chief executive officer. We are in the business of advising clients, many of which are facing unprecedented change and disruption in their industries and need a fresh perspective on their most pressing business challenges. Our ongoing aim is to help clients succeed. We examine these challenges and new ways to produce breakthrough insights and deliver unique solutions. We provide insights that impact our clients using our unbiased, fact-based, rigorous approach to uncover business truths and smash the competition. Whether it's a global pharmaceutical company evaluating its strategy to develop new cures for diseases, an airline seeking new revenue sources in a challenging deregulated industry, or a global footwear company repositioning its brands, our clients rely on JJ Marketing Advantage to help them meet their toughest challenges and take advantage of their biggest opportunities. Our deep industry expertise, analytical rigor, and the knowledge that it takes to turn insights into action are the hallmarks of our approach. We are both analytical and creative. We communicate, design, develop, and publish to influence, experience, move, and inspire. We understand that there's more to marketing than making you look good. We go to work every day to help grow your business. We are that strategic partner. You're experts in everything digital, brand, and marketing. We can be reached at www.jjmarketingadvantage.com or give us a call at 1-877-322-JJMA. That was 1-877-322-5562. We are located at 895 Don Mills Road, Suite 900, Toronto, Ontario M3CU1W3 Canada. This podcast has been powered by www.kickthemedia.com. That was www.kickthemedia.com. You can find us on all major podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and many more. Kick the Media was established in early 2016. It was found under the grounds to entertain other people around the world. Kick the Media was registered officially as a business in late October 2018. Our goal is to provide local Southwestern Ontario news with the opinion of everyday people. We have also had an interest in the food scene in the Huge area and will eventually expand to other places. We also love to have special guests on our show to see how they made it from start to the place they are at today. If you have not had a chance to listen, hear us and let us know what you think. Then in early January of 2020 underwent some new ownership changes, and we plan to bring Kick the Media back as an entertainment production company that supports a wide range of podcast shows. Artists, long and short film producers of any platform. We want to open up an easy-to-use platform for companies to assist newcomers in the industry. Even if you're a professional at what you do. See how we do things at Kick the Media and tell us if you like our style. This podcast has been powered by www.kickthemedia.com. That was www.kickthemedia.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Phone Tag News. I am your host, Buffalo Josh, and I also got my co-host in the house,
Gino Bino. What's up? Again.
Well, we are on a pandemic. I believe it's episode 7. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a nice little break there. I'm just trying to bring up the next article here.
Yeah, what'd you do on your break?
I sat here. That's what I did on my break. I sat here. But some interesting news that I wanted to bring up here in the lovely city of Windsor, Ontario. According to the Windsor Star by Taylor Campbell, Windsor police seized more than 1 kilogram of cocaine, $99,000 in cash as well too. Can you believe that?
Wait, how much is that? I don't know cocaine.
1 kilogram is a shit ton of cocaine. That sounds like one hell of a party.
How much do people usually? What's the 8 ball? That's how much people usually get, right?
3.5, I think.
So people do that in a night.
You gotta remember, 1 kilogram is like 1,000 grams. So
how many 8 balls is that?
I don't know. 3.5 is usually an 8 ball, I think. So I'm not good at math. So 3.5 divided by 1,000.
That's not a lot.
Windsor police seized more than one
for the pandemic.
Windsor police seized more than 1 kilogram of cocaine during the executive of search warrants of 3 residents on Thursday. According to the Windsor police, as a result of the searches, police seized approximately 1,180 grams of cocaine with an estimated street value of $118,000 of Canadian currency plus $99,000 worth of cash in Canadian currencies. There was, I
don't believe that.
What?
They're definitely, first of all, back in the day when you could still get arrested for a little bit of weed, you know what I'm saying? I got pulled over and they were talking shit the whole time. The cops were like, oh, that looks like some shitty weed anyway. I can see all the seeds, blah, blah, blah. Yet when they wrote the report, they were like, oh, he had $1,000 worth of marijuana. You know what I'm saying? And it's it was not even that much. Calm the fuck down.
Well, their numbers do always increase, so.
No, they lie about that shit. What do you mean?
Yeah, they do. That is very, very true. That is very, very true.
It sounds, especially 3 people. It was 3 people there. That sounded like some personal shit for them.
2 people from
what
I read, but it may have been 3 people.
Oh.
But, we'll go on to the next topic. Apparently the Ford government is to unreveal Stage 3 timeline sometime this week. So senior government sources have confirmed Premier Doug Ford will unveil plans Monday, which is tomorrow, regarding Ontario entering Stage 3 of the reopening process. As with Stage 2, the rollout of Stage 3 is also expected to undertake with a regional approach in mind. According to the government's framework for reopening the province, which was released at the end of April for Stage 3, we would see the opening of all workplaces responsibly, further relaxing the restrictions on public gatherings. Large public gatherings such as concerts and sporting events will continue to be restricted for the foreseeable future. So going forward, sporting events, large gathering, concerts will not be yet. I've also heard that, they probably won't continue till next year sometime, per se.
Well, that's weird because I work at a music venue, and I saw that they had, dates for November, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys thinking?
Well, just because they have dates doesn't mean that, they can still cancel those dates at any point in time.
You're right. But I'm still like, come on, guys.
Now, with that being said, they're going to continue to protection for vulnerable populations. They're going to continue to practice a physical distancing, hand washing, respiratory hygiene, and significant mitigation plans to limit health risks. Among the businesses likely to be given the green light to reopen in Stage 3 are gyms, fitness centers, movie theaters, and indoor dining for restaurants and bars. On Friday, the Ford teased that the province was very, very close to entering Stage 3. We just want to see a consistent downward trend, and we have, said Ford. We've had a couple of little road bumps, migrant workers in the community that we're getting over, and they're working hard. One thing that the premier of Doug Ford indicated as large concerts and sporting events will likely remain off limits. When it comes to concerts or the baseball game, we still won't be able to go to a baseball game and put 30,000 people in the stands or any concert that might be happening, said Ford.
When are they going to open?
So for concerts, they're estimating not till next year, from what I've understood, so... I'm just trying to scroll.
They're going to make people wear suits? Didn't they talk about that a little bit, like a while ago? There's going to be these new suits that you have to get now to be able to go.
They have mentioned something like that, but, like among the businesses, for that, I don't know. I haven't heard anything in Canada for the suits per se, but we'll have to see what happens.
Okay.
Now, among the businesses likely to be given the green light to reopen in Stage 3 are gyms and fitness centers, movie theaters, and indoor dining for restaurants and bars. On Friday, Ford did tease that the province was very, very close to entering Stage 3. We just want a consistent downward trend, which what Ford has said. And, when it comes to concerts and baseball games, they won't be able to have any. They'll put 30,000 people in the stands. Ontario did enter Stage 1 back in May 19th. Which included the resumption of some surgeries, lifting restrictions on retail stores, street entrances, golf courses, marinas, pet grooming, veterinary appointments, as well as construction as well too. The province also took a strategy approach to Stage 2 on June 19th, with all regions of Ontario allowed to reopen of the economy except for Toronto, Peel, and Windsor-Essex. The stage saw the social gatherings increase from 5 to 10 people, as well as allowing businesses like bars, restaurants, barbershops, shopping malls to reopen with proper physical distancing measures in place. Toronto, Peel Regional, and most of Windsor-Essex were given the green light to enter Stage 2 less than a week later on June 24th, while the two remaining towns of Kingsville and Leamington were allowed to join the rest of the province, reopening plans on July 7th. Really all we can do at this point in time is just kind of see what happens and hope for the best.
Yeah, I thought we were going through our phases way early when they started, and now they're like reverting back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to Stage 2, and then they're like, "Oh, we need to go back to Stage 1." And I'm just like, "Come on, guys, what are you doing?"
So you're saying they went backwards?
Yeah, we had to go backwards. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's good that you guys are finally just getting into the stages now. That's the same time. Like, we should have followed your timeline. We're dumb over here.
Well, I wouldn't say dumb, it's just the fact of the way, nobody's right or wrong. We just have to see how things kind of play out, per se, right?
And that's what I'm saying. We've seen how they played out, and we did it the wrong way.
Yeah, that is very, very true. And, I was able to find that article about, Trump wearing a mask for the public in the first time. So, according to the CTV article here, U.S. President Donald Trump wore a mask during a visit to a military hospital on Saturday. The first time the president has been seen in public with the type of facial coverings recommended by health officials as a precaution against spreading or becoming infected by the novel coronavirus. Trump flew by helicopter to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in suburban Washington to meet wounded service members and healthcare providers caring for COVID-19 patients. As he left the White House, he told reporters, "When you're in a hospital especially, I think it's a great thing to wear a mask." Trump was wearing a mask in Walter Reed's hallway as the beginning of his visit. He was not wearing one when he stepped off the helicopter at the facility. The president was later to wear a mask during the pandemic, which has raged across the U.S. since March and been affected more than 3.2 million and killed so far at least 134,000.
Yeah, I'm glad he's wearing a mask.
And apparently, most prominent Republicans, including Vice President Mike Pence, endorsed wearing a mask as the coronavirus has gained ground this summer. Republican governors have been moving forward to require encouraging the use of masks as the pandemic has grown more serious in some states in the South and the West. Trump, however, has declined to wear a mask at news conferences. Coronavirus task force updates.
Nah, Mike Pence had actually went to a hospital without wearing a mask. That was in the news like a month or so ago. So this is new for him to be saying that. I guess I haven't seen evidence. I know Trump doesn't wear it at his press conferences, but we haven't seen him at a hospital. But we for sure have seen Mike Pence at a hospital without wearing a mask. So I don't know if they feel differently about that.
And we'll have to see, how this kind of plays out per se. I mean, apparently reporters wearing them to politically correct and has retweeted messages making fun of the Democrat rival Joe Biden for wearing a mask and implying that Biden looks weak. Whether Trump will wear a mask with any regulatory, the wearing of masks became another political dividend line with Republicans and more resistant to wearing them than Democrats per se. Few masks were seen at recent Trump campaign events in Oklahoma, Phoenix, South Dakota. The only time Trump has been known to wear a mask was during a private party at a tour at the Ford plant in Michigan, and now this hospital visit.
Oh, I thought this was first.
No. And apparently a spokesman for the Biden campaign cast the president's actions as too little, too late. Donald Trump spent months ignoring the advice of medical experts and politicizing wearing a mask, one of the most important things we can do to prevent the spread of the virus, spokesman Andrew Bates said in a statement. Rather than taking responsibility and leading, he was wasted 4 months that the Americans have been making sacrifices by, stalking divisions and actively discourage people from taking a very basic step to each other. It's not that hard to put on a mask, per se. Have you noticed any people not wearing a mask?
Not when I'm out, but like around here, sometimes people just want to. If people are walking around the neighborhood, like I see people not wearing masks, but like you don't really have to. You're just walking around their neighborhood. But inside a gas station or something, yeah, or 7-Eleven, I haven't seen a problem with it.
Now, apparently on the website, Walter Reed carries this recommendation. Whether you're out in public, like at your local grocery store or pharmacy, where it's difficult to maintain 6 feet of social distancing, you wear a cloth face covering. The facility also notes that the Center for Disease Control and Prevention recommends wearing a cloth face covering to slow the spread of the coronavirus.
You gonna do that on the podcast?
No, I hit mute. They didn't hear that. Wouldn't that be funny if they actually all heard that? I guess we'll find out later. But, I think that's good enough for now. Gino, I just want to thank you for taking the time and the opportunity to be on today's podcast. And, yeah.
Thanks for having me. Everybody follow me on all social media at the Gino Bino, DAGINOBINO.
Awesome. And I highly recommend go check out his podcast, Gino Thanks, powered by Kick the Media. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, download, comment, all that fun jazz. And hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your week and stay tuned for next week's podcast on Phone Tag News.
Tag News was inspired based on the game called The Telephone. The telephone game is a very entertaining and enjoying social game usually played within a group of people. The game consists of a set of words or message that is passed along a line of people. The media can be a dangerous place. In this day and age we live in a world of fake news. Same stories, different spin from journalist to journalist. We want to bring realism back to the media. We cover any local topic news, Windsor, Ontario, and as of 2020, we have expanded to national and North American news. The game of telephone is a classic icebreaker and party game. It's easy to set up and a lot of fun to play. You and your friends will try to pick a word or phrase, pass it on by whispering it to someone next to you, and have fun seeing how much it changed during the game. All you will need to play is a couple of friends, a word or phrase, and a quiet whisper. And without further ado, we bring you an episode of Phone Tag News, powered by www.kickthemedia.com. That was www.kickthemedia.com.